Hello, friends. Welcome. You were just listening to a track called It's Good to Be Here, and it is. And that track is by Brandon Blake, who is our guest for today on his album It's Bonus Time. You can find that on Spotify. Hi, everybody. Say welcome to We Play Well Together. And if you're in the chat, go ahead and say hello. Say where you're writing in from today. And let's see if I can get my video working here. Huh. We might have to just jump straight to you, Brandon.
Joule, while you do that, that's all good. I'm going to welcome everybody
You
because I'm
welcome the
over here. I
people.
can't even wait. I can't even wait.
Let's
You
just
figure
get
it out.
started, and the floor is yours. I was going to give you this welcome intro, but I can, you know what, I can do that with just my voice.
It's
Let
all
me
good.
Turn my camera off, and you can just hear your praises be sung. Friends, We Play Well Together, and We Play Well Together it is a certified woman-owned business based in California, founded by my dear friend and Brandon's dear friend, Gabrielle Schwiebach. And Gabrielle has a knack for finding the best humans in the world, people who are talented, giving, incredibly humble, fun, don't take ourselves too seriously. And Brandon is an amazing example of that, and someone who has become a friend of mine, even across the country. I'm based in the Hudson Valley, New York. Brandon is coming to us live from Seattle today. And I just want to say, if you're new to our community, welcome. If you're here just for the free intro, just to check us out, great. We do have a paid class that we're going to tell you about, but if you want to just get to know us and this is your first touch, we're so glad you're here. And we don't want to be salesy. We just want to share and give value. And if and when you're thinking about your next musical companion, you might want to think of weplaywelltogether.com because these instruments are super high quality. They are the kinds of things that you keep, in this world where we're throwing stuff away and we're in this consumer thing where we buy stuff, we throw it away, and that's not good for the earth. These are the kinds of things that you buy and you have a lifetime relationship with them, and they become friends. My instruments are my friends, and I know Brandon is surrounded by friends there. So thank you so much. Thanks for being here, Brandon. Thank you to all the friends who have joined, and thank you if you're watching the recording. We're so happy to have you. And Brandon, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Joule. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? We're all used to this tech stuff. Things go well, things don't go well. It's all good, video or not.
Yeah, the important thing is yours is working, and you look fantastic. So
Thank
yay.
you. It was good to hear your voice, and I appreciate the kind words. Welcome, everybody. I am so glad you are here. For new friends and for old friends, if we already know each other, welcome. If we don't know each other yet, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm glad that we could be friends. I'm going to switch my camera angle. I got two angles today, so you can see all of my instruments, and another one when I want to just come up and talk to you. So I am very excited to get started today. And yeah, in the chat also, you said where you're listening from, but also in the chat, do me a favor. Tell me, what is your favorite instrument that you are listening to right now? Like, what instrument do you, when you hear it, you're like, oh, this is one of my favorites. Don't worry, it's not a pop quiz. There's no right or wrong answers. Not an instrument that you play per se, but what instrument sound just really gets you. So have fun in the chat. Get to know some of the fun stuff with each other. But I'm excited to introduce myself to you. Like I said, a lot of you, you're like, who's this guy on my screen? Well, first of all, thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, and you could be doing anything, and you're choosing to spend this time with me. I can't even tell you how much that means to me. So thank you, friends. I really appreciate you being here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. But before I do, just real quick, I want to give you a little bit of music, because that's why we're here, right? Okay, here's a little musical intro for you, just on the Sansula. Wherever you are right now, whatever you're doing, I invite you to take a big breath, breathe out. Do Do it one more time with me. Take a big breath. I'm very grateful that we're all here together. This is very special. I hope you have a good time. I have some really fun stuff for you. And I have some tools that you're going to be able to leave with that you'll be able to use in your own wellness practice. They're super fun. Welcome, everybody. Very excited to get started. Let's get right into this. You're probably wondering, who is this guy on my screen? Well, I'm just going to give you a little introduction about myself so you know who your instructor is for the day. Well, my name is Brandon Blake, and I am a career educator. I'm a preschool teacher, so I teach little kids. I teach grown-ups. I'm an animal advocate. I have 6 rescue friends in my house right now that live with us. I love animals, and I love people, and I love bringing all of us together. It's one of my favorite things to do. So if you're here with us today, glad you're here. This is going to be super fun. So, what else about me? I'm a disability advocate. And you'll hear more about that because you know what? Music has been so therapeutic for me in a healing journey that I've been on. I've been a musician ever since I was a little kid. And when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a drummer more than anything. I wanted to be a drummer. But my parents wouldn't get me a drum set. So you know what? My dad's like, at 12 years old, he's like, I'm going to teach you the guitar. And I learned a couple songs in the guitar. And about a month later, I switched to the bass guitar. I fell in love with the bass guitar. It's my main instrument. And I learned rhythm on the bass guitar. Bass is a really cool instrument because it straddles both harmony and rhythm. So the bass has been so special in my life. And I've been in bands my whole life, playing with other people. And then one day in 2013, while I was bicycling home from teaching preschool, I was struck by a car on my bicycle, and I was thrown into a coma. And my whole face was surgically rebuilt. And the first responders, they said, this guy's not going to make it. But I did make it. And so I'm here with you, and I live in this time called bonus time. And bonus time is all about, you know what? My journey could have ended on July 25th, 2013. I'm 1 month away from 10 years out. I celebrate it like a second birthday. Because I'm still here with all of you right now, my friends across the planet. Welcome, everybody. We are sharing this moment of bonus time together. And listen, you don't need a near-death traumatic bicycle accident to be living in your own bonus time. Because we never know what circumstances have taken place over the course of our lives that allow us to still be here today in the shape that we are in. So I'm grateful to be a part of your bonus time. I hope you go enjoy your bonus time. Spread that light, spread that goodness that you have. So when bonus time started, I had to rebuild everything. And music became one of the central stars of my recovery. And one day, I got myself this new fun little instrument. I got a Sansula. And this Sansula, this little kalimba mounted on a drum head made by Hokema that I found in my local music store, Dusty Strings, out here in Seattle, Washington, I needed something that I can hold in my hands other than a phone, other than a tablet, other than the computer, that I could pour my mind into. And I found it. This analog tool that I could totally do the same thing with my thumbs, texting or whatever, but now I could just play music. And so I was having these analog experiences using this instrument as a tool for my own healing and my own wellness. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. And you don't even need this instrument. I'm going to show you how some of the mindfulness practices that I was able to employ to help my brain injury to recovery, to help me really get all of my faculties back. I'm going to share some of those tools and techniques with you today. I'm really happy to do so because they've been absolutely game-changing for me. They've been really helpful, and they're really fun. So let's get straight to the fun. After all of this happened, my life changed. The Sansula opened up all these worlds of possibilities. My musical heroes of my childhood, Victor Wooten, Bob Franceschini, others that were saying, we love what you do, we're going to lift you up. And so they lifted me up. They championed my music. I got to release my solo album, which you heard a little in the beginning. And now I want to lift you up. So we're going to start learning some body percussion today. That's what we are doing. Thanks for listening to a little bit about me. I'm just very grateful to share anything that I've learned on my journey with you. Okay, so mindfulness. You've heard this word thrown around so much. Today, I want to give you something to incorporate in your own wellness practice, which is body percussion. Body percussion is not new. It just doesn't get a lot of talk in the wellness spaces for some reason. If you look up body percussion or percussion therapy, you'll get hits for like massage guns that literally use percussive techniques to tap on your skin. Now, body percussion is kind of similar to tapping, where it's, trying to knock you out of a certain feeling or a nervous system reaction that you have. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here giving medical advice. I'm just saying percussion for me has been very helpful for me in my journey. So, with that said, I am going to show you a couple simple techniques. Now, body percussion is cool because the only instrument you need is yourself. Just like singing. A lot of people get self-conscious in singing though. But with body percussion, what I'm going to ask you to do, and this is the preschool teacher in me, I'm going to ask you to really try to connect with your childhood self. Really try to connect with that inner child that you have. I know they're in there. I see you. I see you hiding in there. Come on out and play with us. So the reason why I'm encouraging you to act like a kid right now is because when we can learn something new together and create that childlike wonder and pair it up, you're going to train your brain to think, you know what? This is pretty fun. I enjoy this instead of it feeling like a chore. So I'm going to move over here because I'm going to use this microphone as my main body percussion microphone. Now, I'm going to first put my microphone on my chest so you can hear the sound that I'm getting. So, actually, you know what, even before we do that, friends, whether you are sitting or standing, wherever you are, if you're standing, shake it out. If you're sitting, shake it out. And this is for all ages, for all abilities, for all disabilities, wherever you are on your body's journey of movement or the way you use your body, you're going to be able to do this as long as you do adaptations that feel right and work for you. So with that said, first, I want you to get loose. I want you to just get loose. I'm going to shake this chime for a minute. And I want you to think about just letting go whatever you're holding on to right now. We all show up in these spaces with our own baggage, with our own things that we got going on in our life. And this class, as fun as we're going to have, it's no exception. I know you got other things out there you're thinking of. But for right now, just shake it out because I need all of us to be nice and loose for this. So body percussion is something that I use when I'm feeling anxious or depressed or nervous or I'm ruminating about something. One of the things that I was left with in my accident was a traumatic brain injury, and I already had ADHD. So the combination of the two can create some very interesting things going on up here. But for me, body percussion was a way for me to like kind of snap myself out of it. And here's how. So one of the first things I want you to do, I want you to take your thumb and right here on that bony side, right there on that bony side, I want you to take your thumb. And if you don't have a thumb, if you have another finger that feels more comfortable, you can do that too. But take your thumb and I want you to put, give it a tap against your collarbone. It's kind of this motion right here. See, I'm actually loose, even though those are curled, it's loose, and the motion is all in the wrist. So I want you to flap that around like that, and then when that feels nice and flappy and loose, and not like that, when it feels nice and flappy and loose, then what you're going to do, you're just going to give a nice little tap on your collarbone, right? Those bones right there along your neckline, because that collarbone and the bone of your finger creates a really beautiful acoustic sound. Now I'm going to put it on my chest just to over enunciate that so you can hear it. Right? You hear that, and you'll hear it in a way that I wouldn't be able to hear with you because it's going to be resonating inside your body. You'll feel it resonating in your chest cavity, and it's a really, it's an invigorating feeling. So now that you got that, we're going to practice our very first beat together. We're not going to do any other motions yet, just this thumb, okay? So you got your thumb loose, you got it hitting on your collarbone. Don't hit yourself too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself, but just a nice little sound. And if that's feeling a tiny bit sore, that's natural because you're probably not used to doing any percussive motions on that spot of your thumb. But just like anything else, the more we do it, the more we build up these muscle memories. So take your thumb right here. Our first beat is going to be the heartbeat. Doesn't get much more basic, primal, and simple than this. This is as core as it gets. So what's the heartbeat? You got it. And notice I'm not starting off too slow because it's the heartbeat, right? Now, some of you might be thinking, yeah, I know what a heartbeat is, but I can't seem to do that. That feels too fast. We're going to slow it down now. Just take your thumb. There you go. And we're just going to get that beat going. You feel that? Just that 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're just going to double it for that heartbeat. Cool. Now that we got our heartbeat going on, now that I see that you're feeling that, nice work, everybody. Thanks for participating. This is fun. So now that you got your heartbeat going, you could feel it resonating in your chest. Now you're going to get your snare. So the way this works, and then we're going to simplify that heartbeat again. I'm teaching you 2 beats at once, right? Just that first one on the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's just the first one. And then you got your heartbeat. I'm going to show you the 2 variations that you can do with this. Then your second one, right here on my side, I'm just giving a slap on my side. And you can do this snare wherever it feels good for you. And the snare is just, you know, if the beat is like boom, bop, that bop is the snare and the boom is the bass drum. So this is our bass drum, right? This is our kick. And this is our snare. So, if you want, you can do it on your side here. You could do it on your leg. You could do it on your belly button. You could do it on your upper chest. You could do it on the back of your neck. That's the really cool thing about this is you get to actually adapt this to however feels right for you. So there's no right or wrong way. I'm just showing you the way that I do it. And I want, encourage, and expect that you will adapt this for how it feels right for you, your body, and your abilities. Okay, so with that said, now that we've got this going, right, we're going to get our snare in there. But I'm going to keep it real simple for you. So just do that. And that way you don't have to think about any syncopation. because I'm going to ask you to do two things at once, right? Here we go. That's it. So all I want you doing there is just boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba. And if it helps you, if you're standing up, you can move your feet to that. You can envision elephants marching, right? Family of elephants, they're all together on the savannah. Nobody's coming after them. They're living their happy lives. Think about those footsteps. Think about them moving towards their water source, right? So now that we've got this going, how's it feel? How's that feel in your body? Share with each other in the chat if you're feeling anything or it feels kind of different. But for me, this allows me to do one main thing. When I'm doing body percussion, I'm not ruminating about the things that I'm anxious about. When I'm doing body percussion, I'm thinking about this percussion, or I can help snap myself out of it and get something else going. So just for a second, hear how the different variations of this body percussion can sound once you start practicing some of this stuff. So, for me, I'll just sit around. And you know what? That's that's totally just like a concert for one. It's a concert just for myself. And that's one of the really special things about this body percussion. You're not you're not doing it to practice to play for others. You're not doing it to perform this at an open mic night. You're not doing this for anybody other than yourself. You can do it in the privacy of your shower. You could do it while you're waiting for the bus. You could do it while you're cooking. You could do it in 3 seconds, in 5 seconds, in 2 minutes. There's no rules to this. The only thing I want to give to you today is the permission to explore like a child, the permission to have fun, the permission to just let go of perfectionism and let go of feeling like you got to have it down perfectly, because it's not like that. Body percussion is all about just kind of knocking yourself out of the moment of what you might be feeling and getting back to something that is, keep a little groove going. And one of the things that is important for me is I actually am able to take my body percussion techniques that I do and then apply them on the instruments that I play. So with body percussion, two things are happening. One, I'm able to knock myself out of some negative thinking. I can have some really nice body percussive beats going on. And the way it resonates in my body makes it feel like a concert for one. And I can really groove out. You don't need a drum set to be able to groove to drums. Your body is a drum. Find all of the different sounds all over your body. You'll be able to notice. Every part of your body has a different sound and a different timbre, and you didn't have to pay any money for that drum set. That drum set is already included. So you're able to take these things and apply them to your wellness, and you're able to also take these percussive things and apply them to your instruments. So for example, check out how this chime right here and this chime are tuned very, very similarly. But I'm going to take this chime, I'm going to hold it just up against my chest like this. I'm going to come over here so you can hear it a little better. And I'm just going to take this, think about that beat actually that I was just doing. Right? Yeah. And you can do this on whatever instrument you play. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to play any instrument. I encourage you to keep that childlike wonder going and explore whatever instruments you play in ways that maybe you didn't do yesterday. See what happens. Some of it you'll probably hate, some of it you'll probably love. You'll see what you want to stick. And for those of you that aren't musicians that joined me today because you thought, hey, this is a cool way to see if I can incorporate music into my life, welcome to the club. Body percussion is literally my favorite way to get anybody into the door of playing music. Because again, you've got a drum set on your body that's already built in. So with that said, I'm just going to do a little sample of the way some of this sounds using some of that body percussion technique. I'll start with one of those little beats, and then you can hear how it applies to when I want to add it to some other instruments. Let's change my camera angle. There we go. And I can take that same beat. I didn't just play you a composition. I didn't just have this whole thing rehearsed. What I wanted to show you is it's a whole different ball game playing your instrument intuitively and seeing where your fingers go, where your brain goes, not having a game plan, not having it mapped out, and seeing where things take you. Whether you play a whole bunch of instruments, or you play one instrument, or your one new instrument, your body. See where your hands and your brain takes you, and when you don't map things out, some magical things can happen. So with that said, we're going to practice that beat one more time before I'm going to see how that worked out for you. And I'm going to bring Joule back up, and we're going to teach another really cool concept. So again,
If my camera works, hopefully.
if your camera works. All right, did you
Fingers
work
crossed.
on it?
Well, I can't test it until I come back on, so we'll see. But
Okay.
we'll do something else fun if it doesn't work.
Okay.
But I am here.
If it's,
I'm
it's
here
all
for
good.
whatever the magic is.
So remember, your thumb right here, that's going to hit your collarbone right there. Remember to be nice and loose. That's not a very syncopated beat. I'm not trying to teach you flashy stuff. You might be thinking, that's too fast for me. That's too fast for me, Brandon. Let's slow it down. Let's do a halftime. Keep that going for about 30 seconds. Keep that going. Yeah. Boom, ga, boom, ga, boom, ga, boom, ga, boom, ga, boom, ga. I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, yes, I do. You, I love you. Yes, I love you. I love you. Yes, I love you. We all love you. And don't be afraid to sing. Make up words, make up songs. Remember, childlike wonder allows our brains to unlock some super fun stuff that's already inside of us. I'm not trying to teach you how to be like me. I'm giving you permission to be like you. You're already perfect exactly how you are. Just take these tools and use them and have fun with them. Thanks, friends. That was super fun, but we're not done yet. We're not done with the fun. So stick around, take a big breath, shake it out, and we're gonna wrap up later by practicing a little more of that body percussion too, so you can leave with it in your head and in your hands. I don't want you to forget it. So we're gonna make sure you get to end on a beat. So with that said, Joule, let's see if your camera's live.
Yeah, I don't know because sometimes with this kind of thing you have to leave the Zoom, but I can't because I'm the host. So it might. It's still not working. Okay, let me try one more thing here.
You could make me the host.
Oh, and then leave and come back. Oh, like we do in
Leave and come
Campfire?
back. It's all good.
We could, except, oh, but I'm recording. Oh, and that would stop the recording. Let me try one more thing here. Camo cam. Oh, yay!
Look at that, friends.
I surprised myself. Here I am.
Welcome, Joule. Welcome to the party.
I've got to self-celebrate. Ooh, I have arrived. I don't think I introduced myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Joule Adara. I live in the Hudson Valley in New York, and I am the creative and community director for We Play Well Together. I'm also a monochord enthusiast. I've got many monochords here. I actually have a farther away view. I can show you all my goodies. And I also do the monochord training here online and also now in Beacon, New York in person. So let me see. Oh, here's the ultra wide view. Yeah, so you can see all of the monochords, and I've got a hand pan back there. I'm going to be a part of this course, but I'll be in Germany, so I won't be in my studio, but I will be with every live class supporting from afar. And I'm so excited because we're producing this class because I personally want to learn what Brandon has to teach. And he's going to teach me something right now that I don't know how to do. And I am here for it. So Brandon, I think I'm gonna change the view back so I'm more up close, but you instruct me, Teacher Brandon.
All right. Thank you so much, Joule. I'm very excited about this technique, friends. This is, again, the Sansula, which is a kalimba mounted on a drum head, which gives it extra resonance and also allows for you to close up where the sound is coming out of and get this cool wah-wah effect like this. That's pretty magical, huh? And so this wasn't really designed to be played percussively, but I decided to try. And I discovered that it's magical when you play it percussively and gently. This is actually the very first Sansula I ever got. Those are codes of the songs on my album that I recorded this with. I've had this Sansula now for 8 years. This is number one, very special, tuned in A minor. And Joule over there in the Hudson Valley on the other side of the country has the same A minor Sansula. So Joule, what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to show you one of the very first beats that I figured out on this thing. Okay. Now, before I show everybody...
you know what? Psst, I grabbed the wrong one. Do I need to get the A one?
Yes, you do.
I do.
You go get the A minor tuning, and I will show people what the A minor tuning sounds like. Now, so again, this is what it sounds like with that cool wah-wah. But if we take the same concepts of what we were just learning with body percussion, I can take and apply it to this Sansula. The wood block is my bass drum right there. And my snare is right there. That's that high one. And you hear the way all those tines, these different notes, they resonate when I hit that wood block, and it sounds so neat. So just so you hear how little of that sounds while Joule's setting up, and then I'm going to teach you, Joule. So. And for example, friends, if I take my hand and I mute all those tines, you can hear how different it sounds when they're not all resonating together. Listen. Just sounds like a drum, right? But if I take my hand off, You want to learn something, Joule?
Okay, because my mind's getting blown because I heard you play this. Okay, so friends, get our group has met on Clubhouse, the social audio app, once a week for over 2 years, and so I've heard Brandon play so much, and I've also listened to your album. But I'm like, oh, that's how you do the thing. And just right now, I'm seeing you do the thing, and my mind's getting blown a little bit. So I'm very excited. Okay.
Well, awesome. Thanks, Joule.
I'm
And
ready.
I
I'm
hope
ready
you're
to learn,
all in.
teacher.
I hope you're all enjoying our little demo. And remember, you can apply these techniques on any instrument you play. Find ways that you might need to adapt your playing to incorporate some of these techniques, whether it's a guitar or a handpan or a monochord or a bass
this
guitar.
idea of muting and opening, you could kind of do on any resonating body, right? You could do it on a drum or a handpan or a monochord. So it's like, that's just so cool. But I don't, my mind doesn't go to stuff like that because I'm not a percussionist, but because you've done things with like Balinese music and with this, it's very cool. So okay.
So here we go. All right. So first, Joule, I want you to take your index finger, and this is going to be your bass drum area right there. You got it?
So right here.
Yep. And I want you to put that down back on your lap.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
And now just 4 in a row.
Cool.
Just so you can feel that.
It's going to be out of sync because we're on Zoom on opposite coasts, but
totally.
we
So
probably can't play exactly together.
yeah, we won't play at the same time. But I just want you to remember, keep your hand loose, keep that finger loose, and it's just going to do a little tiny strike on the surface. So let's hear it. Great.
Good?
Yeah. And now what you're going to do is now that you got that in your fingers, now we're just going to do it to the 1. Try that. Great. Now, what you're going to do, and I want you to keep feeling that rhythm in your body. I'm not going to speed it up yet for you. Now, just the snare. And the snare, the snare that you're going to use for now, because this is all snare, and they all have different sounds in different spots. But for right now, Joule, I want you just to hit on this spot right here. Perfect. And now we're gonna combine them. So
And I do it with the same finger?
Yep. Right now, just the same finger.
Am I groovy? I feel so cool. So again, that's not going to be in sync for our listeners, but
You know what? Probably not. Friend, sorry about
we do
that.
have delay, but
Joule,
delay
you
can
hear
be
that?
fun.
You're grooving.
I'm grooving.
Listen to that, everybody, just for a second more.
This is something I can maintain. Like
And
sometimes you'll fall off the beat, but then you find it.
Okay.
Like just there, like oh.
Now I'm going to give you one more complicated thing. You got this. Keep that groove going. Keep that groove going. Because I want you to keep it going. But now when you're doing that, I want you to just strike a tine in between your notes. See if you can pull it off. Any tine.
Oh, I lost the groove. Wait.
There you go.
Got it?
Yeah. Oh, that's fire. Yeah. All right. That's sick. Look at you. You're getting all sorts of love. That's fire, Joule.
Let's see if could I tone over it? That's like another layer. Let's see. I might not be able to, but. Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you, teacher Brandon. I'm grooving, and I'm grooving.
You did it. Jewel, you did it. How did that feel?
That
How did
felt
that feel?
really good. And it felt like, okay, simple enough. I could practice it and it could be second nature. It's just like new. So I'm like, oh, how do I do the thing? And I could probably get more complicated if I practiced it. So it's interesting. I have a master's in music and I understand complex rhythms and can do those vocally, but I don't have that eye-hand coordination. I never have. It's always been a little bit tricky. I was never good at video games as a kid. But the way that you teach and you break it down and make it so accessible makes it very friendly to me.
Good.
And it's like, oh yeah, I could do this with some practice, and I could.
Okay,
I could
great.
get better at this.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. And friends at home, you thought you were out of the clear. Not so much. I want you to practice the same technique with us right now. And I want you to do this one just on your thigh or on a tabletop, on a book, on whatever you've got that's a surface. It doesn't have to be hard. It can just be whatever, right? So same index finger, that boo, ba, boo, ba, boo, ba, boo. Bob, because I just want you to get these feelings in your fingers. We're going to be unpacking so much rhythm in my 6-week course coming up. I hope you can join me. If not, it was excellent to have you here today, and I hope that you know that you're leaving with something that you can use for the rest of your life. But if you want to get more in depth and learn more about this, we're going to spend the next 6 weeks and unpack the way this fits with monochords, with the chimes, with Zenko drums and metal hand pans and wooden tongue drums and the hand pan, and I'm going to put it all together. And the shaker, if you're taking the class, you're going to get a free wooden shaker sent to you. My shaker's upstairs with the dogs, and I couldn't go get it. But you're going to get a shaker so we can all have the same instrument that we can learn on. And I'm going to show you ways of playing the shaker that, you know, maybe you don't always see. This is pretty much it. But like, you know what I mean? Just a little tiny shaker, we can get so much cool sound and rhythm. And I want to give people the gift of, if you felt like you couldn't start anywhere, this is that somewhere. The things that you just learned today.
And I can pack this and take it to Germany and join from anywhere with the class.
Totally.
I just don't have to have all my things. So, yeah.
And if you felt like you couldn't start anywhere, this is that somewhere. I want everybody to feel like body percussion and percussion in general can be something that you incorporate into your own wellness practices that you can use for the rest of your life. Because I've been using some of these things since I was a kid. Since when my family didn't get me a drum set when I was 5 or 6, I got a drum set. And you know what? Maybe that was a blessing in disguise. All right, so wherever you are, we're going to practice this rhythm together real quick.
One more thing, I'm just going to jump in here because I know some folks might have to leave before the end of the hour. But okay. I put it in the chat. If you feel like you resonate with Brandon and with our community and you've had fun today and you do feel like you want to join the class and you missed the early bird deadline, which was a month ago, technically, if you're here live and you're listening to this, then you can still get the $150 off and join at the early bird rate. So we're not emailing that. We're not putting it on the website. That's just for you because you're engaged and you're here. And if you feel like, oh, I would have liked to join, but I missed it, you didn't. So that code is Brandon-special. Brandon-special. I put it in the chat. I'll put it in there again. And if you have problems registering or if you have questions about the class or questions about the instruments, email us. I'm Joule, Joule, at weplaywelltogether.com, or you can email Gabrielle. That's Gabrielle at weplaywelltogether.com. So commercial over and out. I'll put some more things in the chat. And Brandon, let's teach some more.
Thank you. And I see the chat is very active. I'm going to read all of your stuff as soon as we're done. Thank you, everybody, for all the love. So wherever you are, again, I want you to think about the concepts I just taught Joule right here on the Sansula. Right, that beat. Now we're going to do it back with our body percussion. So this time just with your index finger. And this can be anywhere. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. Keep that going. Boom, ba, boom, ba. Now transfer it to another surface. See if you can keep it going on another surface, right? Are you all doing it with me? I'm gonna tell you how and why this is working. I'm gonna prove it to you. You ready? Are you ready? You're not ready. Are you sure? Are you super sure? Okay. You're doing this beat with me, right? Boo, ba, boo, ba, boo, ba, boo, ba, boo, ba, boo, ba. Tell me, are you ruminating about the things you were ruminating about before our call started? Are you thinking about all the things you have to do? Or did you just notice, holy macaroni, Teacher Brandon, I was totally engaged in learning this little beat? See, it works. This body percussion thing is a way to just snap you out of it. Look, I can't cure depression. I can't cure anxiety, but I can learn to live with it. And I can remember that body percussion helps me reconnect with my childhood self. Body percussion can help me even if I was just thinking, my neighbor, blah, 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 and ran over the side of my grass. I don't know, whatever. Whatever it is, it's a way for me to just kind of snap myself out of it and remember about that bonus time. Remember, friends, you're in your own bonus time. And it allows me to reconnect to the present moment right here. And then I can take all of those techniques, and I can apply them on whatever instrument I'm playing. I can do it on this, on the chimes. I can do it on a Sansula. I can do it on the handpan. So whatever you got. You can apply it to wherever, whether it's an instrument or a book or your lap or your chest. Don't tap on your head too much. You don't want to give yourself a head injury. But friends, I hope you feel like that's something that you're going to leave with. And I want you to remember that for the next 6 weeks, we're going to do this super fun course. I know many of you are joining us, so I can't wait to see you. It's going to be really fun. I'm also going to be doing some office hours for that. So on Tuesdays, you're going to be able to come to the office hours and you can say, Teacher Brandon, I have a question. I noticed that I was practicing this thing and I'm having trouble with this one idea. We can unpack it in the office hours. And on Wednesday nights, we're going to be doing the kalimba campfire where we can practice the things that we're working on. Whatever instrument you have, whether you have one of these, none of these, all of them, a guitar, a bass, a washboard, a shaker. Remember, we're all going to have a shaker in the class, or a chime. Whatever you got, it works, and it's enough. Even if that's just your body, you've got a built-in instrument. So I do hope you consider joining us. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for being here with me today. Joule and I have been very hard at work on this class. And I want to say thank you, Joule, because you believe in me enough to spend all of this time and energy helping put this together. So thank you, friend. I really appreciate you.
Right back at you. You know, I think I'll just come on for a moment and say.
Please do. I'm going to keep playing while you're talking.
Yeah, please play. There was this moment, I think it was a year ago or a year and a half ago. It was deep in the pandemic when many of us were very, very isolated. I was in New York City, spent 18 months alone, kind of living in a spaceship, surrounded by people, but not with people. And all of the collaborations and the friendships that we've made in our free offerings and our kalimba campfire, there was this moment where I think you said, it feels like you're one of my closest friends and I've never met you in real life. And we still haven't met in real life, but I think there's a big difference to this kind of parasocial relationship that you see online a lot, where it's very one way, where there's one person and then you feel like you're seen, but you're not really. But in our community, I think we really see each other. We really celebrate each other. We lift each other up. And I feel very seen by you, and I hope you feel seen and celebrated by us. And that goes to everyone in the community. If you want to make stuff with us, let's make stuff together. We'd love to hear from you in whatever capacity. So thanks everybody for being here. It's felt really good. Lots of love in the chat. And I might maybe share the chat for the recording, folks, because it's just really great stuff you've been sharing in here. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your gifts. And thanks for being you.
Thank you, friends. I'm going to take you out with just a few more moments of music, because I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to bring whatever feeling you have right now that you got in this hour with us. I want you to take this feeling into the rest of your day and spread your own bonus time. Friends, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Even if I never hear from you or see you or talk to you ever again, I hope you feel like you got something today. 1, the gift of bonus time. Go live your own bonus time. And 2, body percussion. Right? Go tap your way into some feelings and enjoy the day. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I know I'll see many of you for the upcoming 6-week course. If you're thinking about it, I'd love to have you. And for everybody that joined today, thank you. And if you're watching on the recording, thank you too. Have a great one, everybody. And remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye, friends.
Thank you, Brandon. Friends, I'm going to leave the chat open just for a couple more minutes. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to hang out for a little bit. We'll play some more of Brandon's great music. And again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks, everyone, so much. Thanks for the love at the end of the chat. Thanks if you're still here. We will be sending a follow-up email or two. And for some of the questions you asked in the chat, I can put those answers, link to Clubhouse, and things like that in the follow-up mail. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And until next time, some more words to say goodbye, friend.
Bye, friends. I love you all. Have a great day. Bonus time. Go drum on your body. See you next time.
Go live your bonus life. Bye.